my next guest so excited. And you've got a lot to live up to, but you've always knocked it out of the park when things are against you and there's adversity. All-American linebacker out of UCLA, a 2024 Butkus Award finalist. Walk on to Butkus Award finalist Carson Schwesinger. Are you the most interesting man in the draft?
We'll see. We'll see.
I don't even understand your story. I'm smiling because it's so awesome. Like, you're a badass, dude.
Yeah, I appreciate it. It was definitely a journey to get to this point, but I'm excited.
Yeah, where are you right now? What are you doing?
Right now, I'm in LA.
You're in
Still
LA,
working
yeah.
out.
I think you probably heard me talking about just like, I mean, I'm not from LA, but I live here now. Like, I would not have survived 4 years. Somehow you miraculously came out on the other end with every NFL team wanting to come to your private workout and the Butkus Award and a bioengineering degree. What made UCLA stand out to you? Like, what's the one thing that you'll look back and be like, man, I'm really going to miss this wherever I play in the NFL?
I think for me, it was the football aspect of it. I mean, the camaraderie we had there and everything with that team is something that I even going back to a couple of practices the other day to just see some of the old teammates is special. So I think that's what I'll miss most taking this next step.
Not the nice weather, not Fat Sal's, not the beach.
Well, I did grow up here, so I'm a little used to it. I grew
Oh,
up probably
gosh.
3 minutes. Yeah.
Must be
So
nice. We'll get there. You have like the Thor hair. It's like, you're like an unbelievable specimen. Okay, last season, you're unreal. You lead the country in solo tackles. You were a first team All-American. You played fewer games than a lot of the competition. Was there a certain moment, maybe a play or even a practice, where you sort of knew that this was your year?
I think, when I got my first chance to start going into LSU, I was ready for the opportunity. I think my whole time working, waiting for an opportunity, I knew I was going to be prepared for it. So once I was given it, I knew that I was going to be able to take it and run away with it.
You had more tackles in your game against Washington. You had 17. What happened? What did Washington do to you? 17? That's more than either of your first two seasons at UCLA.
Yeah. As a linebacker, if you run to the ball, you're going to end up getting tackled. So that one was just a whole lot of running to the ball.
Okay. You had 4 sacks on the year as well. You're not just, doing that. Take me through, if you would, please, one of these. What happened on fourth down against Nebraska? And what happened with number 23 here?
We call a nice blitz where in this case I'm man on the back and he starts to block, which means I can go trigger. And the only way to get to the quarterback in this case was run through him. And so, that's what ended up happening.
You're just a football guy, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. I love that. I mean, you finished that game with 13 tackles. You had a sack, you had a TFL, you had 2 PBUs. The whole game tells me everything I need to know as an NFL fan. You can stop the run, you can rush the passer, you can cover, you can sideline to sideline it. And I'm trying to understand like how this happened. How were you so under recruited in high school where you walk on and then you have obviously the Oaks Christian 30 teams in attendance at your private workout? How did you go overlooked?
Yeah, I think especially my junior, senior year of high school is when COVID happened and California really shut
Mm.
everything down. So I think that could have been part of it for the recruitment aspect. And then, to get to this point, it was really just being willing to do the work that a lot of other people aren't willing to do and waiting for my opportunity and being prepared for it.
What do you make of private workouts? I know that you had one, but there's like some talk about like now a trend is starting. Why wouldn't you have a private workout? I was thinking about it this morning and I was like, well, it's a lot of pressure on you. And then it's like, is everyone going to show up? You had 30 teams show up. What did that mean to you? And just, can you tell me what that day was like? Was it pressure? Was it?
Yeah, no, I mean, it definitely felt great to finally get out and work out again. I think for me, it was less of wanting to have a private workout and more just wanting to
Mhm.
be healthy for it, which is why we ended up having it so late. But for me, I was just excited. I mean, being able to go out there and show what I could do is really what I wanted to do from the start. And so, that it was just exciting for me.
We didn't get to see you run the 40 because of that hamstring. I know you're feeling great now. What would you have run had you run it?
You know, I think I was hoping for in the high four fours range, is what we were, the numbers were saying I would have gotten to. So, that would have been great if I was able to do that.
When you're at a private workout and there's like people from 30 NFL teams, can you tell, does every like scout, whatever, do they keep it really close to their vest and like their clipboards? Like can you tell who's extra interested in you? You don't, I don't want specifics. Don't do that. But can you kind of tell who's really interested in you?
I think maybe you could tell a little bit, but
Yeah.
even with them showing up, I think is at least somewhat of a tell. So, and I guess too during the workout, I was a little bit more focused on what I was doing versus
Of course.
the guys were thinking. But yeah.
But then you have to like talk to all of them, or is there no, like, you don't have to like do like a meet and greet, like, and like hang out with all of them after?
No, definitely still talk to them and things
Yeah.
like that. So I guess you could get a little bit of a tell with that, as who talk to you more as opposed to others.
Mhm.
But overall, it was a great experience.
There's a lot to talk to you about. You played multiple positions in high school. You played safety. You played running back. I think I have a highlight of you. I think I do. Take a look at this. Is this you lining up as a tight end here? What memory does this bring up?
I remember this one actually. Quarterback was one of my better friends on the team, and we walked up to the coach and said to call this play, and then it ended up working out for us in this one.
I love it. I know that you are friendly with, or you like Luke Kuechly a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hmm.
he's a friend of mine. He came on my show every week. Like he's a best friend of our show. He's like the actual best. What is it about Luke that you like?
I think it's everything about how he played. I think a lot of times you get the guys who have the mental capacity that he does, and then they can't pair it with the elite athleticism. And then he was able to do that in terms of being prepared with film study, but also go out and be one of the better athletes on the field. And then the last aspect of it is as a linebacker, he just had a little bit of a screw loose once he stepped on the field, and there wasn't anybody wasn't willing to go hit or
Yeah.
any play he wasn't willing to go make. And I think you combine all three of those and you get a really good linebacker.
What does the screw loose come from? Is it genetic? Is it learned behavior? Where is your loose screw from?
I think for me it's genetic. I mean, I was getting in trouble as a kid for playing too hard against my older brother when we be playing whatever game we could think of to make up. So that's been a part of whatever I've played since I've been a kid.
We just looked up Luke Kuechly's 40. He ran well, guess what he ran?
He ran a 4.58.
You know what he ran at his combine? You're a sick pup. You were like a total oh my gosh. How do you know what he ran in the combine?
I mean, you gotta you don't want to compare yourself to everybody, but you gotta compare yourself to the best in
But
some
you would like
cases.
you're not only would beat him, Carson, you'd kick his ass. And like if you run in the 4.4s, like you would smoke him.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I love that. I can't believe you know his 40 time. That's amazing. Your entire family athletic. You're talking about genetics, like the loose screw, all of that. Your sister Jordan, I hear, played tackle. How did facing her prepare you to face the Christian McCaffreys and Derrick Henrys of the world?
I mean, I don't think I'll be going up against a better back than her. She was their running back. She played defensive end. I remember, when I was talking to agents in the beginning, one of them had played against their son had played against my sister growing up, and he was like, we couldn't find ways to stop her. That was our whole goal. So, it's kind of made the rest of even in college made it easy. I have yet to find somebody who's up to
Awesome.
that caliber.
What was like Thanksgiving like in your backyard in California? Like,
Oh
was
man.
you guys just? I mean, the football games must have been iconic.
Yeah, if somebody didn't get hurt or kicked out, we were doing it wrong.
I mean, I bet I totally see that. What are you going to do with this bioengineering degree?
I mean, hopefully I could just keep playing football and don't have to think about it too much. But there's a lot of routes I could take it. It's a newer field, so I always found it interesting to take some of the aspects of it into sports
What
and
did you
maybe.
find interesting? You could have literally gotten like, I don't know, have you heard of poli sci, underwater basket weaving? Like what bioengineering is insane.
Yeah, I always grew up science and math was what I preferred
Mm.
over anything else, and so that's a nice combo of it all with engineering and biology, and there's a lot of new technology coming out that they always mention in healthcare field, and my mind immediately goes to you bring this to sports, and you have a really great product as well. So I think those aspects are pretty interesting.
I would love to know what I think is really interesting is when I Google your name, so much Commander stuff comes. I mean, every team. I mean, you've talked to the Ravens would be a fun fit. You're so versatile that everybody wants you and you can fit everywhere. But I love the Commanders. I'm in a relationship with the Commanders. What was that meeting like? What have the conversations been with Washington?
Conversations with every team have been great. It's exciting. I think my old linebacker coach for 2 of the years I was at UCLA is in Washington, so have a connection there. But all these meetings have been great, and the whole process has been exciting in terms of getting to meet everybody, and also them getting to meet me and get a feel for everything.
I mean, you and Bobby Wagner. That's Luke's favorite player. Kuechly's favorite player is Bobby. You and Bobby would be crazy. I know you're not going to answer that because you're giving Luke Kuechly. You're giving like perfect Captain America Marvel answers, and I appreciate that about you. Luke is on the show Monday, I believe. Yeah, producers, yeah. Luke on the show next week. What would you like to ask Luke Kuechly? We'll get you the answer.
Yeah, if I were to sit with him, I'd ask him what he would do for film study every week. That was big for him. So that would always be my first question, and then after that, I'd probably get into some of the other things about certain plays or certain things I've watched him do and how he got to that point, or just um, what he do
Awesome.
for fun too, because it seems like all he did was football, but yeah.
What do you do for fun? I have that question for you.
Shoot. I get free time. A lot of time I'll go hang out with my family or some of my friends, or I grew up in LA. So, I like to go to the beach. I like to surf. I'm not that good at it for how I look. Should probably be a little bit better, but, that's always a good time.
Well, at least you're bad at something, and it's surfing, which almost nobody can do. We love that. Give me the best restaurant in LA before we let you go.
Oh, best. This is not going to be a good answer, but my favorite place, especially when I go home, is Domino's.
I'm sorry. We have found a flaw, ladies and gentlemen. Just Domino's Pizza? Is there a Domino's that I don't like? Domino's the chain?
No, no, you have it right. Yeah, yeah. I grew up
What,
having that,
what's
and
what's the order? Let's get you a brand deal. What's the order?
that's even worse. It's just cheese pizza.
You get cheese pizza from Domino's, and you only get it when you're in LA. I hate to break this to you. You can get Domino's like literally anywhere, anytime.
Yeah, but the ones when I go home are better. I'm convinced. So
You have like your own Domino's. I like this for you. Let's say you're going to celebrate. You and Norton, you and Ken Norton Jr., who by the way is with the Commanders now. Of course, your Bruins coach. You and Ken Norton are just going to celebrate on a random Wednesday, a random thing. Where are you guys going? That's not Domino's. Like an LA restaurant, not one that I
yeah.
can go to in Paducah.
Let's see. I mean, go to Mastro's Steakhouse.
Okay, a
There's one
chain.
on yeah, but there's one on the beach in Malibu.
Yes.
Uh, so that one's a pretty good option. I've been there a couple times, and sometimes you get lucky and get a good seat, of the water at sunset. So
Yeah.
that's a one. Sorry, another chain.
No,
Yeah,
that's good. Do you know who else Ken Norton coached before?
a lot of guys.
Bobby
There's
Wagner
there's
in
a whole lot
Seattle.
of yeah. Yeah.
I wish you the best of luck. You are so dialed in. I hope you're having fun. And I don't know that you know this, but maybe you do. Like your story is very inspiring. Your story is very inspiring to be a walk on. Like we were eating it up this morning, just learning a little bit more about you. You're very easy to root for, and I really appreciate that. I wish you nothing but success, and I hope you never touch that bioengineering degree.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
I hope it was a lot of wasted work and wasted hours, and I hope you cheated, honestly. I can't believe that you would do that earnestly. We'll be back after this on Up and Adams.